Back in the mid-2010s, I spent a significant amount of time in the Middle East, right in the middle of the Syrian civil war. The conflict wasn't just something you saw on the news over there, it was everywhere. Every street corner, every bus station, every market had traces of it, not from bombs or gunfire, but from the people it displaced. Refugees didn't look like the desperate crowds you see in documentaries. They looked like families sitting on sidewalks with nothing but plastic bags and prayer. They looked like children pressing their hands against car windows. They looked like kids without shoes, sleeping in alleys while the city around them moved on. There were thousands of them. But out of all the people I crossed paths with, there's one girl I can't forget. Let me explain something first, because most people have no idea what really happens to these refugees when they cross the border. The minute they step into a new country, they're vulnerable. Many don't have identification. They don't speak the local language. They don't know who to trust. And that's when the vultures come. Trafficking rings. Syndicates. Gangs that specialize in exploiting the desperate. They take the refugees' passports, their names, their dignity. The women and girls are pushed into prostitution. The boys are often used as drug runners or day laborers. And the children, especially the youngest, are used as props. Yes, props. Infants are drugged and tied to the arms of women sent out to beg. If a baby cries too much, they're silenced. One way or another. The goal is simple: sympathy equals money. It's a business model built on misery. One day, early into my time there, I saw a boy and a girl, maybe 7 or 8 years old, sitting outside a grocery store. Their feet were bleeding from walking barefoot on the hot pavement. Their clothes were rags. I brought them each a pair of shoes, some clean clothes, and a small backpack with food and water inside. The next day, they were in the same spot. Barefoot again. Clothes gone. The backpack? Vanished. I asked them what happened. Stolen, they told me. But it wasn't stolen. It was taken, probably by whoever was controlling them. Any money they made, any gifts they received, it all belonged to someone else. Someone watching from the shadows. And then, there was the girl. The one I keep seeing in my mind. The first time I noticed her, she was standing by a traffic light, holding a small plastic cup. She didn't move. Didn't speak. Just stared ahead. Maybe 8 or 9 years old. Thin. Covered in dust. Her lips were cracked from dehydration. She didn't blink much. It was like her soul had learned to go quiet to survive. I saw her many times over the next few years. She became a part of the city. Always on the same street. Always alone. Always silent. I never saw her play. Never saw her smile. And no one ever stopped. 3.5 years later, I was getting ready to leave. I had seen a lot by then: raids, camps, border arrests. I had met people who had lost everyone they loved. I had heard stories I still struggle to repeat out loud. But nothing hit me harder than seeing that same little girl again, right before I left. She was still in the street. Still begging. But this time, she was pregnant. She wasn't even a teenager. And she was pregnant. There was no guessing what had happened. No need for imagination. I knew. Everyone knew. No one said a word. That child inside her, wasn't the result of a home, or a family, or anything close to love. It was the result of years of abuse. Of being owned. Passed around. Sold. And now she was giving birth to another commodity. Another child who wouldn't be registered. Who wouldn't go to school. Who wouldn't be protected. That baby would belong to the same people who broke her, raised not with love, but for purpose. To earn. To beg. To suffer. I stood across the street and just watched. I don't know if she recognized me. I didn't approach. I didn't know what I would even say. What could I say? All I could do was watch. And hate what this world had become. She is the one I remember most. Not because her story was unique, but because it wasn't. That's what terrifies me the most. There are thousands like her. Tens of thousands. And we've built a world that lets this happen in the open, without shame, without interruption. People see it. And they walk by. Because they're just refugees, right? I don't know where she is now. I don't know if she survived the pregnancy. I don't know what happened to the baby. But I know I'll never forget her face. Her silence. Her eyes. This is what modern-day slavery looks like. And it's not hidden in the shadows. It's out in the open. And we're all pretending it isn't real.